Hey everybody, we're back with the Marvel movie of the month. Sadly not this time with Mark. We really tried to get him for this one because it's so short, but he just could not make it. But we are still here with the Marvel movie of the month, and we are keeping with the theme of Kaijun. And boy, if you guys thought Howard the Duck was a weird episode, wait till you get a load of this one. I don't care if it's technically just another episode in the series. It's theatrically released, 1978. Google it. It's real. Japanese Spider-Man, or Supaidāman, the emissary from hell.
This was theatrically released.
It was.
Yes, it was.
People
Hi, Sean.
paid
How you
money
doing?
to see this.
I can't even introduce Sean. He's so flabbergasted.
People made time in their week to put this on the television.
Japan.
Hi, Mike. How
Hello.
you doing?
I'm doing
You just couldn't
wonderful.
stay away. You just couldn't stay away. I mean, it's
Oh, God,
Kaijun,
no.
so you still need to
I have to
stay
be
on
here.
board, especially for something as weird and stupid as this, isn't it?
I
So
mean-
I'm actually curious. Did you guys actually where did you actually hear about this for the first time? Because the first time I heard about it was in the pages of Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. And I was like,
Wow,
what
that
the
was the
hell is...
first
I gotta
time?
check that out. That was actually the
Tim,
first time I heard about it.
I heard about this from you, and then instantly after I watched it, if you remember, I sent you messages being like, what the fuck did I just watch? What the hell is this? What did you do to me?
So, not a fan? I take it? Because I'm a fan of this.
I'm a fan.
I mean, I think it's absolutely batshit crazy, and like, so from that perspective, I can understand why people enjoy it. But, I have never been a fan of this style. Like, even as a kid, like, was not a Power Rangers fan. I grew up, like, the stuff that, and I think it was probably because, like, that stuff got introduced over here when I was too old already. So the kind of stuff that imprinted on me growing up, you know, the real important cartoon shows for me were, like, X-Men, Batman the Animated Series, and I also grew up as an entirely like a comic book fanboy. Like, I started reading comics at 8 and was hugely into them for about 20 years. So for me, approaching this, I'm just like, okay, so this combines one form of media that I'm not a fan of with a character or a version of a character that I usually am a huge fan of. Oh, God. And I didn't want any of this. I wanted none of this.
I would say that doesn't really combine the character from American Spider-Man, but rather
I did say a
the brand.
version.
It's literally just the brand.
Okay,
That's
yeah, okay.
all that's carried over.
It's a
the
totally different
brand,
character. It's
to an extent, his powers. All right, so since I've just jumped in and taken over this conversation, I'm gonna have a little history lesson for everyone. Because,
oh boy, here we go. The
this
nerd
ties
is gonna
into-
talk now.
This ties into how I approached the show, because contrary to both my co-hosts, I guess, I was a Power Rangers fan. I still, to an extent, am. Although I made the jump to watching Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. If you don't know, Super Sentai is the show that Saban took the action footage of and turned into Power Rangers. Kamen Rider is a sister show that's targeted a slightly older demographic, whereas Power Rangers is like 8 to 10, or Super Sentai is like 8 to 10. Kamen Rider is like 12 to 16-ish. So that's kind of the age ranges we're talking here. So anyway, of course, you know, when you're exposing yourself to these old, you know, Japanese television shows like Super Sentai, you begin to look into the history, and that's where I encountered Supaidāman. I believe it was actually same friend of mine who got me into Godzilla. Go figure. Turned me on to the idea of Japanese Spider-Man. I watched like an episode or two. Quite frankly, ooh, it's rough. I will never say this is a good show. It's not really a good show. It's a fun show.
It's not.
It's an insane show. I don't think it's a good show.
It's great with a really hard buzz.
Right. So,
and with friends.
to give you an idea, and also to hopefully give our viewers a little better of an experience with this than you guys got, I'm going to give a little story background for this. So you got this guy who's a motorcycle racer, right? His dad's a space archaeologist. Don't question it. Move on. So, this spaceship called the Marveler crashes on Earth. Of course, his dad, the space archaeologist, goes to check it out. He runs afoul of the Iron Cross Army. The Iron Cross Army are legitimately space Nazis. No other explanation. They're space Nazis. So the space
Nazis from the moon! No,
Why do space Nazis dress like ducks?
Well, their foot soldiers are dressed like ducks. And actually, the creators have said they were supposed to be more like crows, but that's beside the point.
Is that like a weird Howard the Duck crossover?
No.
Because I feel like maybe that's what was going on, or maybe it was just like a weird coincidence.
Weird coincidence. Besides,
that's my head
they're supposed to evoke crows. All right, it's better. It makes more sense if you understand, frickin'.
Well, ducks are really rapey, actually.
It makes more sense if you kind of understand the Japanese cultural allusions, because crow yokai are some big thing. But anyway.
Okay. I'm just gonna have fun with the headcanon, though.
So anyway, the Iron Cross Army have just done a genocide on the people of Planet Spider. Okay. And the Marveler contains the last surviving member of the people of the planet Spider.
Okay.
The last surviving member and the motorcycle racer enthusiast guy, they are forced together through circumstances in the Iron Cross Army and bullshit. And so the person of Planet Spider is dying. The last of Planet Spider is dying. And so in order to carry on the legacy of Planet Spider, and in order to fight the Iron Cross Army, he injects the motorcycle motorcycle racer guy with the blood of the people of Planet Spider. And that gives him the spider powers, as well as giving him access to the Marveler and the protective spider suit through the bracelet that he also gives this guy. So it's this motorcycle racer guy trying to save Earth from the Iron Cross Army using the powers and technology of the people of Planet Spider.
And the Iron Cross basically have a Monster of the Week, just like Power
exactly.
Rangers.
It is literally the same structure as Super
So that will give you context for the madness that will ensue during this commentary.
Believe me, it will still be insane enough.
It will be, because, honestly, the thing is, I grew up in the 90s. I should have been in the exact demographic to be a Power Rangers fan. I totally was not. I watched Batman the Animated Series. I watched the X-Men Animated Series. Watched the Spider-Man series and the Superman. All the superhero. I was way into the superhero stuff of the 90s, but I never got into the Power Rangers. Just wasn't for me. Didn't care for it. But looking at watching this, I'm like, yeah, this is totally a ripoff of Power Rangers, but I'm not in it for the Power Rangers or the senpai fandom or anything. I'm in it just for this weird and the stupid. Okay, fuck, it just weird and stupid. Just as that's it. You got me. I'm hooked. So, even if it is basically, kind of, sorta, in Sean's words, mutilating the canon of Spider-Man.
Anything.
Well, okay,
I don't think so either. If Stan Lee loves this. There's literally an interview, and I will try to find it.
This was a Japanese show created for Japanese audiences, and it is more than acceptable in that context.
Stan Lee loved it. Right, seriously, there's an interview that I will try to find in the link, and I'll link it for you guys.
I'm not criticizing it as a Japanese show. My criticism of it is something of, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. You could have put, another character, whatever there, I would still hate this. There is not a world in which I'm going to be like, this is okay.
Totally fine.
Dislike this. Just
totally
don't dislike it because it's using a brand you like.
No, that's not why I dislike it.
Exactly.
I just actually, the stuff that I find most amusing...
But make sure that you're not hating on this because it's Spider-Man.
No, the stuff that I find most amusing is the shit they do with Spider-Man.
They don't do anything with Spider-Man. It's an original
they do.
Character.
They absolutely asinine wall crawling. That is fucking hilarious.
I really hope you guys...
I
really hope that everyone listening at home is enjoying this.
That wall crawling is
I am
some
having
of
a ball.
The best visual effects that had been seen on television at the time, period. Even counting stuff that was coming out in America at the same time. You find
Okay,
a 70s
but-
show that had more convincing wall crawling, and fucking seriously, I will. And you know why? And actually,
Hey,
if this
newsflash! I
show-
don't watch vintage TV, so
if
there
this show
you
at
go.
all interests you, check out the Earth 616 episode on Disney Plus on Japanese Spider-Man. You learn so much amazing, crazy ass stuff. The reason the effects in this were so good is because everyone was in danger all the time. If you see
Were they
Spider-Man
good?
hanging off the side of a car, that's the actor hanging off the side of that car with no safety restraints.
Oh, there were no safe. Okay, well, that because I do
That's
know
why
that he
this
hangs
show
like
has some of the most
from a
convincing visual
helicopter.
effects of all time because they were in danger all the time, always.
I mean, to be fair,
God.
I'm 100% on board with that.
So, yeah. When
That's
you
right,
see him crawling up the
That's right,
building,
SAG-AFTRA.
like
Your
he's got
regulations
maybe
mean
a
shit.
rope that's he's climbing up, and that's fucking it.
It's a real nice homage to Buster Keaton, I'm sure.
Although I almost
you
think
guys
it was
wanna-
less controlled than that. I don't think Buster. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Buster Keaton. I should. I know.
Buster was nuts. Dude.
I know
he
he
is
was
the greatest
nuts.
stuntman who ever lived.
I know.
But either way, how about we actually start this movie? And for the record, folks, as of this recording, I don't know, like if you're listening into the far reaches into the future, it might not be up here. But as of now, it is on YouTube. So I have it in the link in the description below where you can actually pull up a tab and watch it with us online. How cool is that? Yay! No Blu-ray, no streaming service
Although
needed.
I hope for the eventual one day where Disney will release it all on Disney Plus, please.
Oh, dude, for real? Because honestly, I'm actually really hoping that Disney and Marvel right now are gonna have the balls to, in some way, reference or explicitly include this version of Spider-Man in the multiverse that they're obviously going for, like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and
What the absolute
Spider-Man No Way.
fuck is wrong with you?
Well, it's
No,
been
seriously,
I don't
this
know if you
version of
guys are
Spider-Man
aware.
next to Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Oh hell yes, you
I
got
don't
all
know
my
if you
money.
guys are aware, but it's already been basically confirmed that the Japanese Spider-Man Leopardon will be appearing in Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah! Oh my
So-
god, I'm so excited. I thought I was
Yeah.
freaking out when we saw Spider-Man 2099. Like, dude,
Yeah.
now we get to see
So-
Leopardon? Hell yeah!
I don't know
Hell
if
yeah,
Sony
Spider-Man.
has that or Disney has that and they're sharing it with Sony, but
I don't care. Just give it to me in the multiverse crap. Like, I want this to get fucking bonkers. So let's get bonkers
okay,
with
let's
this
get
movie,
bonkers.
because
I'm excited. I've not seen
yes,
this, I've not
let's
seen
get
this before.
nuts.
I've only seen
Oh,
like the
you
first 2 or
haven't?
3 episodes of the show. I've not seen this theatrical
Oh,
released
this should
episode.
be fun.
Yeah, it should.
Fun times. So, yeah, guys, in the description of this episode is a link to YouTube for the movie. It is only 24 minutes long, which is why this episode's notoriously short. But either way, we're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Theme song, yay! Oh,
yeah, wow.
Spider-Man. Oh my god. Right there and then you should fall in love with this if you haven't seen this. It's amazing. And of course, we gotta have our hip Japanese theme song. Did I mention that Stan Lee loves this version? He fucking loves it.
It's amazing.
Gotta miss
it's
Stan.
Just fucking
It is
brilliant.
amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, like, let's not just give, Spider-Man a motocross or a motorcycle enthusiast secret identity and a new character, but let's just, because we're Japanese, let's give him a giant robot and a stupid flying car to boot.
This may
like,
be a
why not?
controversial statement. No other live-action actor has gotten the posing right. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh!
Tell me I'm wrong. No
I
other
don't know,
live-action actor
man.
has gotten the posing right.
No, I don't know, man. Look. Okay, look. I actually did squee with joy when Tom Holland stole the shield from Captain America. Some of the poses from Tobey Maguire are pretty fucking good. And,
Okay, the run's stupid, I'll give you that. But
however, none of them are this committed to the poses.
right,
I will
look
give you
at that. Look at him crawling and flipping. You don't see that often in the American live action stuff.
Well, that's because they're like, hey, we can actually do this effect. Let's really jerk this stuff off, man. Like, let's go all in with the wall crawling.
Well, yeah, because the suit actor was fucking committed. The suit actors in Japanese tokusatsu are just insane. Fucking bonkers.
Yeah, dude, seriously. The stunts that they pulled, literally, like, they don't look that impressive now because of, you know, like, the sleek...
But they really did it! You know, there's no fucking wires.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. We are so spoiled with the sleek production values of Hollywood that this looks kind of stupid, even though it's really hard doing this stuff.
But, you know, at the same time, I mean, I'm not discounting what you're saying, but there's definitely what I would call budget gloat in Hollywood, because I have seen some amazing live action anime adaptations from, you know, Japan, where, man, that's a $50 million movie that looks as good as what you would see them spend $120 million on in the U.S.
Well, true.
You really gotta love how they're cutting down on the budget though in this. I love the run.
Really
I don't understand it. It's weird. I don't get it. Whatever.
And
well,
look,
the run is so that he's got a low center of gravity like an insect. They explain this in the Earth 616 documentary.
It looks... And I also love the double cutting to make these stunts look more impressive. And did you also notice earlier that they were basically being tormented by just shadows? Great way to cut down on the budget. Just have it be shadows. And that was done in reverse. Hey, check it out. Chris Nolan's Tenet.
Tenet, 1978.
And, yeah, right? I mean, this is shot with the Christopher Nolan philosophy of doing it in camera, so I guess you could say Supaidāman, directed by Christopher Nolan. Oh my God! Look, it's amazing how we are barely 3 minutes and 45 seconds in, and where are we in the plot? Things have just happened, and then they end, and then they start up again, and then
you need to get the action in there so that the kids are placated for the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
So I wonder if this was released because this was actually in theaters. Was this released as like a short?
It probably was. I
Okay,
can't
'cause
imagine
can
people
feel
would
like-
just go just to see an episode of Spider-Man.
I know, right? I love. Not gonna lie, I kind of want that car.
The car's badass. I'm getting an ad.
Yeah.
I hope we all get ads at the
man.
same time. Because I'm getting an ad.
Yeah, ads are fucking stupid. I'm not getting ads, but you can keep up with us. Spider-Man is just very, very, very slowly crawling up the building, and now he's doing his run again. Whoop, 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 whoop. And now he's going back down again because we need to really show that he can crawl on the walls, you guys. We really want to show off the wall crawling.
So
it is impressive, legitimately.
Not to promote illegality, but ad blockers, man, ad blockers.
I'm sorry, I like to
Anybody
support my YouTubers that I watch. I don't have enough money to toss some Patreon subscriptions.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You know, I wonder for some of these... No, actually, I don't think they did. Nice split diopter effect. But I'm actually... for a couple of the shots, I was actually wondering if they built the set, like, at an angle, so he's actually just crawling on
all
the
the
floor.
time. All the time, they did that.
Oh, really? Would this be one of the cases? Because I don't know. It looks like he's just hanging from a wire. Man, that's cool.
I must pose the talk.
He must pose. He's Supaidāman.
It makes sense, right? I mean, you would never draw Spider-Man, just standing normally, and if you do, honestly, that's bad comic writing, I think. I think Spider-Man should always be at a fun pose.
You also gotta love Spider-Man's attitude in these, though, because I'm gonna actually post a link of a playlist to watch the entire series. The entire series is on YouTube, and it does have subtitles, so all of us here in America can watch.
And you can actually thank Marvel directly. Those subtitles were put up, or the videos with the subtitles were originally put up their website back in like 2015 or something like that.
Wow,
and
really?
They took them down a couple years later. Probably rights issues.
You really gotta love how their version of not S.H.I.E.L.D. Basically gave them a free vacation with a shit ton of watermelon for some reason.
It's not S.H.I.E.L.D., it's Interpol. That's like an actual thing.
No, it's for the sake of the Marvel lingo that we are spoiled with today, it's not S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, let's be honest. Let's really be honest. And this is not Nick Fury, right? Japanese, not Nick Fury.
I think it's complete folly to try and compare this stuff to concepts in the Marvel Universe. We're talking about the Defender of Planet Spider here, not
That's
Peter
fair.
Parker.
You also really gotta, there's another thing when I was watching this for the first time, I'm like, you really gotta love the fact that you're like, we tried to figure out your identity, and we looked at your family that you were protecting, and we figured out who you are. I'm like, so you knew who his family was first, before you figured out his identity. Logic? And this is our big exposition thing before we can launch into the
Well, you need to have the
second and
context,
third.
so.
A little. Well, yeah, this is the most context that you're gonna get in a movie like this. And hey, look it out! It's oh my god!
It's a shark
Oh my
that
God.
regurgitates torpedoes, of course.
I think
Where's
I
60s
think DC.
Batman and his shark repellent spray?
No, for real. I was totally thinking that. Because the thing was, I was watching this first off, like I saw that the Monster of the Week in this one, and I'm like, oh hey, look, they stole King Shark from DC. But then I realized, hey, wait a minute. I'm betting that this series and this movie, they totally just looked at the Batman Adam West series from the 60s, and they were like, let's go with that kind of a tone, sort of.
I think it's more likely that the 60s
Or
Adam
there's
West
some-
series would have been inspired by Super Sentai.
Well, remember, this was the 70s.
Right. And I'm saying that Super Sentai existed before this, so I think it's actually more likely. Because this is really exactly in tone with Super Sentai. This is exactly what Super Sentai is. This is basically a
That's
Sentai
fair.
show with a single
I
person
am Groot.
17.
Those guys just appeared out of the tree, so are they Groots? But yeah, this is 100% just fucking Power Rangers.
Right. So I think to say that this is taking from the 60s Adam West show is like, not really. Because I don't think they were even aware of the 60s Adam West show. In fact, I don't even think the 60s Adam West show was aware of Super Sentai.
I'm just aware of like the campy tone and the broad daylight, and plus you got a dude hanging from a helicopter, and there's a shark monster. I'm sorry, I'm gonna connect some dots here, so excuse me.
God, that is so cool. Because, in there, he's actually got a rope attached to his chest that's tying him to the thing. That's wild. Anyway.
And he's fighting duck Nazis.
Duck
Nazis should be... Okay, if they decide to do another Howard the Duck movie, they should have these dudes. Yeah, why not? Why not? Howard the Duck versus Duck Nazis. Oh my god.
I also appreciate
look at
the
that.
audacity of Spider-Man's web being just a net. It's cheap.
It is very cheap. It's very cheap. I kind of actually want someone, especially someone in Japan, to do like just fan episodes where they continue the series even more, but the quality is like almost exactly the same now.
Could work. Although you can't make a show exactly like this, because as I said,
Oh my
everyone
God.
is in danger all the time.
Oh my god, this villain. This fucking...
He is the space Nazi. He is Hakase Monster, and you will show respect.
He's Professor
I will
Monster.
do no such thing ever.
I shit you not, Mike, and everyone who's listening, I shit you not. Look, Professor Monster
Hakase
is
Monster,
his name.
yes.
You keep
Oh my god.
Mike, you used the word respect, and I think you meant contempt.
Like, this dude is like straight up... He's like the worst parts of Doctor Doom's Skeletor, not the television one. I'm talking about the movie version of Skeletor, and just all the worst villains in this. Oh my god, it's so bad. I love it.
I think he's got a great screen presence.
Yeah, so did Skeletor from the He-Man movie with Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, he had a great screen presence too.
I mean,
it was
he did,
amazing
actually,
and he did, but but it's also for the same purpose as here. It's just so ridiculous. You're like, what the fuck were they smoking?
We have a net, so let's shoot holes in it. Great idea.
And that somehow worked. He will never break. You know, the way that cut, it looked like they just shot him for it. Like just the way like it cut. He's like, force it out of him. Pow 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 pow. The editing is so weird in this. I kind of love it.
It makes more sense.
I mean, I will say props for making the guy swim in that full suit.
Yeah, no way. You know, and also I'm kind of reminded
in that shot because he was absolutely probably.
Oh my god!
Right.
I actually just give him a lot of props for like, hey, I don't remember that in the video games. Like anytime you fell into the water as Spider-Man, he would always like come up and he's like, ooh, nothing like a little New York's water to clear out the sinuses. Hey man, it's the Hudson. You know.
I know. Oh, I know.
Flying car.
I cannot take that. Yeah, flying car.
And the Spider-Man
Spider-Man's
parachute.
got
I think
a
I'm slightly ahead of you guys, but whatever.
Oh yeah, no, there's the parachute. And the parachute is combustible for some reason. Do they have explosive bullets or something?
Hell yeah. He's got a Spider-Man doll.
You know, the thing is, I just realized you could have a drinking game for every time there's a whip pan in this movie, but you will be drunk and dead by the 10-minute mark. We're only about we're 13 minutes and 45 seconds in, and you would be dead if you tried that drinking game with the whip zooms. Oh,
damn,
do love them though.
So
hey,
neat.
Yeah, look at that. That's actually on the side of a ship. You can tell because of the handheld shit.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to the making of Jaws, they had to go handheld whenever they were out on the ocean because it was such a bitch and a half to get those shots right.
And
so they had to go handheld on them.
If you honestly think they had the budget for anything else, yeah, if he lost his script there, he'd be dead.
Yeah, right there.
That guy's
man,
in danger.
Seriously.
That guy's
it's really sad. It's really sad because you're right. These stunts are impressive, but Jesus Christ, they're not photographed well enough.
Right.
Where you can feel that breadth of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. And plus, it doesn't really lend itself to danger anyway because Spider-Man, he can hang from it and not be in danger.
Right.
So, nothing... Oh, man, the Japanese are so... They're kind of ballsy on their part for that.
There is no way that even in Japan the show would be made the same way.
Probably not. Damn, man, go! Keep on crawling. Although, for all the sneaking around, you literally had to press a button. A button on the floor. You're Spider-Man. You crawl on walls. How did you press that?
He's got to do a sneaky run.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. This is... Dude,
at this moment, like none of them could see him. It's like, what the hell?
These. In all fairness, I've played the PS4 Spider-Man game, and they too, and all the goons in that also have the chronic inability to look up.
Well, and actually, this is a problem that game developers have noted. It's really difficult to get people to look up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've
so is it kind of like Is it kind of like in Shaun of the Dead where it's like, no, dogs can look up?
Kind of. Oh, this theme song is so legitimately good. Legitimately. It is good.
Not gonna lie, it is. It's catchy. It's catchy. For better or worse, it's catchy. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. You gotta really love the lyrics. These have to be poorly translated to English, you know? Because I imagine it sounds much more badass in Japanese. You know. That's just me. I don't know.
Maybe.
I do love that moment where they're all hanging off the side trying to get to him.
That was cool. I don't care who you are. It's a motherfucker in a red and blue suit kicking ass, like flipping around and kicking ass.
And
I don't care who you are. That's
I
Spider-Man.
don't know if he's exactly kicking ass.
Oh, he is kicking ass.
He is so kicking ass.
He's throwing most of the time a punch at the air and they're falling over.
Well, it's because it had to be real stage combat style stuff, man.
It's theater, you know?
Yeah.
It's totally theater.
You
That's what it
gotta
is.
give in to the artifice.
No, I don't think I will.
Why not?
Hey, you know, actually, I have a very important question. For all this weird running around and all these stupid weird acrobatics with the dumb sound effects, I have to ask, is this better than Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
I don't know. If I had seen Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, I could probably tell.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Oh,
It's
really?
a
It's the
stage
Broadway
production.
musical. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no. I heard about it.
I don't know, man.
Have not. No.
My art teacher, because it came out when I was in high school. My high school art teacher, he was he actually went to New York and went to go see it, and he had a blast. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to hunt down like a copy and watch it and
I don't
take
think a
for the
version
judge
of it
for
was
myself.
ever recorded, to be
You know what?
honest.
For those of you who have watched Turn Off the Dark, tell us in the comments which
Please
is better.
do. I will. This is
Which
one
is
video
better?
I'll check on because I've been curious
Right?
about Turn Off the Dark. I've just kind of resigned to the fact that I'll never get a chance to see it, and I mean justifiably so.
All right, so now Spider-Man is out in the open, and he's getting the other guy to run away, and he has to fight a helicopter. I was totally thinking that he would totally just break out his giant robot, Leopardon, but
No.
we actually get something that's
So-
like, holy, this is straight out of a Chris Nolan movie,
Those
isn't it?
explosions, those explosions, you can see how close they are. They are that close.
Yeah.
That guy was in
Yeah,
danger. And he could
Also,
not see. They were actually buried.
I-
He could not see them. So he had
I
to
imagine
memorize
that's-
their positions.
I was really
I
laughing
also-
though
Quite.
when I watched this though, just simply because it's just like, yes, because bullets explode now.
Well, in Japan, they totally explode.
Everything explodes.
not
in
like
Japan,
America.
Dude. Everything explodes
yes.
in Japan.
That's the one of the first laws of anime physics. Everything
And at
is
that
combustible.
rage, he's somehow alive and not just like.
Well, I mean, we actually saw a
Look at
guy
that shit.
dodging explosions that he didn't entirely know the location of. He would have survived
to-
because we saw him survive.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure that suit is not flammable.
Yeah.
Or is very much flammable, rather. But
I mean, sure, he could have
shit.
jumped up and caught the helicopter, but him
Jesus
dodging those
Christ.
bullets is clearly very real because he
Dude,
actually fucking dodged
these-
explosions.
I actually look at that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys are nuts for these stunts.
Yeah, he
look
was
at that
hanging from the
shit.
helicopter.
There's no I actually thought there would have been a safety net. But if you say there isn't, I believe it.
That's what the documentary said, that there were no safety nets. At most, there was
Jesus.
a rope tied to his chest. A single rope.
All right, now we got it. The Marveler.
The Marvel.
Oh my god. Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
god. It's not Leopardon yet. It's the Marveler.
the
It has to
Marveler.
transform.
To be the
Transformers. Transformers. Less than
Actually,
you'd expect.
This was also the first transforming robot. I think it predates
Oh, really?
GoBots.
Holy shit. So Transformers stole off of this too?
This is the most original, like, Japanese television show, like, straight up.
Holy shit! Like, wow! This is
Yeah.
the origins of like half the fandom from Japan.
Yeah,
This is kind of
seriously.
great. Oh my god. Oh shit! And you know what? Didn't they? I heard somewhere. I think that they actually stole the suit that Leopardon.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Leopardon
The
suit.
suit was
It actually
stolen.
got stolen. So that's why they have to constantly reuse the same footage over and
Yep.
over.
Yep.
And of course, we got to have the guy be risen up to giant kaiju levels. See,
Absolutely.
hey, here's kaijus. It's still kaiju. Here's your kaiju in a Marvel movie. It was really hard, you guys. It was really hard trying to find a kaiju in a Marvel movie, but here we are.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they haven't done Fing Fang Foom yet.
Not yet. We got kind of close with the Chitauri in
those
the
are
Avengers.
almost kaiju level.
Almost, but as a matter of fact, I remember when the first Avengers trailer dropped and we saw the Chitauri come around the corner. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, is that Fing Fang Foom?" But no, just a thing. Oh yeah, transforming robot. What a toy this would be.
That's why it's in the show.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. No, as a matter of fact, did you see like the new Transformers? What was it? Optimus Prime self-transforming robot.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's really fucking
wild.
cool. Can you imagine a Leopardon that self-transforms? Come on, that
a
would
lot
be
simpler
amazing.
to engineer because the transformation's a lot simpler.
Probably. But
I think
we
this
mentioned
was
that
probably after the suit was stolen, because we're not seeing the monster and the Leopardon interact at all.
No. But yes, dude, he's even got a fucking sword. Hell yeah. That's early Zardos. But I can kind of I wonder who actually did steal the suit and where it is now, because honestly,
It's better fucking taking care of it.
I know, because I want that suit. I would love to see a Leopardon at a Comic-Con, dude. That would be amazing.
I think I could tell you the real answer. This is Japan we're talking about. I'm sure if you go to underground porn stores, you're going to find videos of somebody wearing that damn stolen suit.
I would also, honestly, I just want to get molds off of it so we can make ones ourselves. Like 3D print the armor and whatnot. That would be fucking awesome. Because I want to see a motherfucker dressed up as Leopardon at Comic-Con with a tiny little Spider-Man action figure on his shoulder. Like, that would be fucking cool.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, man. I want to see that.
All right.
Supaidāman!
Hell yeah.
Yeah! Oh, so good. So good, you
So
guys.
much fun.
Right? And look, even if it is like really wild and stupid and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Come on, admit you had at least a really like an interesting time at least, because especially if you're
it's
hanging out with us.
entirely what the fuck, but it is like it's one of those like, oh man, this is such a train wreck, I don't know if I can look away, what the fuck. So
honestly though, if you're watching it here with us, I guarantee you're probably going to have at least a halfway decent fun time, because, my God. Because, like I said, this not just this movie, but the whole series is really fun with a buzz with a bunch of friends.
Absolutely.
You know? And you can just be like, what the hell were they thinking?
And I think that's a
amazing.
lot of where I end up with a disconnect for a lot of this stuff. I end up, like, when I'm watching stuff with friends, we're watching typically, like, ridiculous mainstream stuff, new stuff, that kind of shit. I don't have a lot of people who are like, let's go look up the weird, ancient weirdo shit. So it's like,
Well,
if I
now you gotta hang out with us more often.
Like, if I had people to do that with and drink with to do it, might have a different opinion. You know, case in point, it's hard to recommend, you know, Gummo to people if you don't have people to drink with while watching it.
Yeah. Or even shit like The Room or anything by Neil Breen. Just, yeah, you need booze and friends with that.
Yes.
Or weed. One of the, honestly, if you have at least one of the three, it will make the process much better.
And two of the
So
three
at
makes
least
it
one of the
even
three.
better.
If this piqued anyone's
Yes.
interest watching this, here is my recommendation to further experience Kamen Rider Super Sentai. I have most experience with the newer stuff, so that's what I'm going to be recommending. But if you like the idea of seeing what Power Rangers came from, I recommend checking out first Tokume Sentai Go Busters. It is very similar to the series Power Rangers RPM, although it has only recently been adapted to a Power Ranger show. but it feels the most American approachable and American grounded kind of series. It's got a little bit of silliness, but it does have a genuinely dramatic narrative plot line focusing on 3 orphans whose like parents were killed in an attack by an AI, and
cool.
So it's got a dramatic storyline. It's not just wall-to-wall silliness like this is.
I have 3 words for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fucking weeb.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
As someone
well,
who
you know what?
can count the amount of anime series that he's seen on 2 hands, I am not a weeb.
Weeb
have
is
to,
actually
like-
no. Weeb is somebody obsessed with Japan shit, not
I am not
necessarily
obsessed
anime.
with Japan shit.
Really,
I am
all the
obsessed
Godzilla stuff,
with
all this shit.
tokusatsu, which is
That-
not all of Japan shit. I could care less about Japanese history. I could care less about the majority of anime. I could care less about, the language. I could care less about the food. I like tokusatsu and tokusatsu adjacent materials.
Let him enjoy things.
Also, I guess I am a Metal Gear nut, but I mean, Metal Gear is like so entrenched in Western culture, it's kind of hard to call it a purely Japanese thing.
Well, either way, I hope did you guys at least have fun watching this one?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I had
yeah.
a fucking blast. This was a lot of fun. Even though it was really short and sweet and fleeting, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I think this is a really nice way to cap off Kaijun, isn't it? Just with something weird and stupid, and as I said before, you guys can check out the entire series on YouTube. I've put a link in the description below, and also check out that really cool Stan Lee interview, because he actually talks about how this is like he legitimately enjoys this too. And if you know Stan Lee, like, of course he would like this. I mean, the dude's a huge fan of Japanese culture, so of course he freaking loves this stuff.
Right.
So
And
I
check
think we'll
out the
cap
Earth
it off.
616 documentary episode. It is fantastic.
Absolutely, yes.
Wild
It is on
shit.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Check it out. So I guess we'll cap it off here. This has been an amazing Kaijun. We're going to be taking a bit of a hiatus. This is essentially the sort of the season finale, and we'll be back. I don't know when. Maybe by October, maybe a year from now, maybe a year and a half, maybe 10 years. I don't know. I don't have a plan. But either way, we will return sometime soon. And I might also return with a bonus episode for you guys in August, because there's a very wonderful friend of mine who I need to fulfill a promise with. So we'll see you back then. And in the meantime, I've been Tim.
I've been Sean.
Change Leo, pardon!
Yeah! And this has been another episode of the Marvel Movie of the Month, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. Peace.